I just finished watching season 1 of That 90s Show, and today I'm going to be breaking down the story to the certain extent that we can, because of course this is a little bit more of a fun, casual show. There's not exactly a ton of story to break down here, but regardless, we're going to do it. I'm going to be going through the episodes, talking about what I like, talking about if there's anything that I didn't like. We're going to be talking about all of that in today's video with spoilers, of course. Hello everybody, and welcome back to another video. If you are new here, my name is Kyle. I'm your guy with many YouTube channels. Let's talk about That 90s Show. So, let's talk about first the invisible elephant in the room, okay? I have never seen That 70s Show. The only thing I know about That 70s Show is, well, damn, Jackie, I don't control the weather. That is my entire knowledge. And you might be asking, of course, this is why I wanted to mention it. Why are you watching That 90s Show and not That 70s Show? It's literally this simple. My wife was watching That 90s Show and sometime in season 2, and she was just watching on the couch. She called me upstairs for a minute because she needed to go do something. I don't know if she needed to go to the bathroom. I don't really recall. Stupid point, doesn't matter. Anyways, I need to go upstairs and watch the baby for like 10 or so minutes, and I was sitting with the baby and sitting down on the couch. That 90s Show was on. I was just waiting for my wife to come back, and then as she came back, I was like, what is this show? It's funny. And I was watching some random episode for season 2, and she's like, oh, it's That 90s Show. You would probably like it. Do you want to watch That 70s Show? And I'm like, no, let's watch this show. So we just started watching this show. So what I need to point out for you is there was obviously a lot of different times throughout the season where these old characters from That 70s Shows are coming back, and it's obviously a big deal. The crowd goes, whoa, you know, when somebody comes back like that. It didn't hit for me. These are all brand new characters to me, so my wife had to explain all of that stuff. So forgive me, I'm going to be forgetting some names. I'm going to be talking about like the redhead mom. I don't remember her name off the top of my head. You're just going to have to excuse that, but regardless, I started watching That 90s Show, okay? So the other issue with this is there's not exactly a ton to break down. Usually when I make these videos, I talk about like the in-depth part of the story, but what this is just a casual, funny, laid-back show. Kind of like breaking down something like I just did Despicable Me, for example. It's a perfect example. There is a story to it, but it's a goofy movie about some minions walking around. What exactly is there to break down? So I'm going to do my best here. Apologies for the brand new intro over here. So we are introduced to the entire show with their character named Leia. This is the new character, the main character of That 90s Show. It's brand new because there were a lot of people from That 70s Show, right? So she is visiting her grandparents who were part of That 70s Show, and she's introduced to her neighbor Gwen. They kick it off. She wants to stay for the summer, and the grandparents allow her. So this is just being the start of a really, really wonderful friendship between a group of friends. And this is what I really liked about the show, is because they did a fantastic job at capturing that like casual teen stupid fun friends thing, whether it's like doing stuff you're not supposed to, and I'm not condoning this, I'm not saying I did this, but like sitting back, smoking with your friends, right? Just hanging out on the couch, just talking about anything, having a stupid friend, having a weird relationship with a girl. I think they did a really good job of encapsulating like that high schoolish feeling. And it really kind of took me back because I was watching this with my wife, and the way that I actually met my wife was throughout a friend group. It wasn't like, don't get me wrong, like don't take this the wrong way, it wasn't a friend zone type thing, but we were friends for a very long time, in the sense where we went well over, I would say it's well over a year, just hanging around the same group of friends, just constantly partying, constantly having a great time, and just being around each other. And then at the end of high school, we ended up coming together, which was a beautiful thing. So I kind of really enjoyed the entire environment there, because we spent so much time just at campfires, just hanging out in like different parents' basements, stuff like that. I enjoyed it. So this show kind of like spoke to me in a sense. I don't know, man. They did a good job in doing so. So Leia and Gwen hit it off immediately. They meet all of their friends. She wants to stick around, and the parents end up letting her. And then moving on, well, this is the tough part about breaking down something like this, because it's just a 20-minute comedy show. Because now what we have to do is like what Leia's tasked with, and Leia has to she wants to fit in with the entire group because she doesn't smoke, she isn't cool, nothing about her really screams like laid back, sick, I have a ton of friends type thing. So what she has to do, because they're going to have a nice night of smoking and movies, she has this entire adventure of just picking a movie. And that was a whole episode. Now I'm sitting here making this video, and I'm like, what am I supposed to break down there? They want to eat Raisin Bran? You know what I'm talking about? But the saga of Leia continues, because all of a sudden she decides that she wants to get her first kiss. And this is another thing that I was talking about throughout these movies, and they did a really good job encapsulating this whole feeling, because who can't relate to that? Everybody wants to get their first kiss. So Gwen ends up taking Leia to a mall to try to get that first kiss. Now, it was exaggerated a little bit because honestly, if you have any girl going around looking for a kiss, you can find a guy within 10 seconds. Yeah, you'll have the guys that have the self-respect to say no, but in reality, let's be real here. She was getting denied over and over again. She was being weird, but you can even have a girl just go, "You wanna kiss me?" Just looking like super weird, like, yay, like just making noises. "Hey there, I'm looking for a kiss." Something like that. You can have a girl literally be crazy. You can put a gun in a girl's hand. "Hey, you want to give me a kiss?" And then guys be like, "Yeah, sure, no problem." So that was a little bit of a fun episode. She kept getting denied, but that was the only part really that was kind of unrealistic. She was awkward, she was weird, but at the end of the day, if she wanted a kiss, she could have gotten one. Then we're brought to another episode where Leia ends up being interested in Jay, and Jay is also interested in Leia, but they both kind of want to have control over the relationship. Both people want to kind of make the other person like them more. You know, those ridiculously stupid games, which I am so proud, by the way. I am so proud that I was never a part of this, even when I was a kid. Those stupid games, because girls tried to play that, and back in the day, they still try to do that, and it's absolutely ridiculous. But then it ends up working out in your favor, because if a girl starts playing that game where it's like, "Oh, I'm not interested in you," it's like, okay, you know what, like, oh, F you, you know? And you just go about doing your own thing. You just don't care, and then that drives them crazy, and then they end up liking you even more. So they did a good job encapsulating that, because both Jay and Leia were kind of doing that to each other. They tricked each other, and it just didn't end up becoming anything yet, of course. Leia wants to drive Jay crazy, and it kind of ends up working, but then she's so awkward that she feels like she screwed up the potential for the relationship because she's never done this before, and then Gwen's kind of laughing at her. And I gotta say, by the way, I really like Gwen. Gwen was a very solid character, because sometimes when you have a girl in her position, or a character in her position, I can see a lot of people being like just annoying. That annoying best friend. And she was incredibly likable. I enjoyed her. I enjoyed when she was around. Leia then has her 15th birthday and invites Jay, but because she's been playing a stupid game, Jay has a new girlfriend, which is driving her crazy. And because Leia, being the awkward girl that she is, "Hey, new girlfriend, you want to come to my birthday party too?" She's going crazy about it, but she's still waiting for Jay. She still thinks that she can win him over back, but she doesn't believe that that he shows up to the party. She's ruining her own party. But then again, they do end up showing up later that night. She gets a car for a gift, and at the end of the night, Leia and Jay end up kissing, and Jay, being a little bit of a piece of crap, is like, "Oh, I don't have a girlfriend," and then just starts kissing her a little bit. They end up going for a nice car ride. Everybody, my dog is around the corner, and she didn't catch that keyword. Sorry, the CAR ride word, words. That was almost really bad, and then I would have had to end this recording. So they end up getting pulled over. Very wholesome, fun episode, funny moment. They're officially together. They are officially a thing. But then the show quickly kind of wraps up in a very quick 10 episodes, because Leia is worried about spending her last weekend, because of course this is about an entire summer vacation, and I'm a little bit confused how this is going to go. If I would imagine that after this season, she's just going to go, "Oh, I decided I want to move to this school," and then maybe, I don't know, the next seasons can be about them in school. I don't really know, but regardless, she has her last Saturday, and she wants to spend it with both Gwen and Jay, but she does the whole "I can be two places at once" type thing, and she's kind of going crazy doing so. She ends up fighting with both Gwen, and Jay kind of forgives her right away, but she tries to fix the entire thing. But after that, they just want to have a good night. Leia's last celebration. She's going to head home. They're going to enjoy the night. They're going to have a great night. But then it's accidentally dropped that Jay was planning on breaking up with Leia. And Leia starts going crazy, but everybody ultimately starts agreeing with Jay, and understandably so. I'm still on the side of Jay. I would never do a long-distance relationship. In reality, they rarely work out, especially if you're just talking about somebody coming in next year to spend another couple months with you. I think that's a little bit ridiculous, but at the end of the day, he should have told her. Maybe earlier, unless he made that decision, but regardless, it gets a little bit worse, because then the entire night's ruined, and they're on a break. They're kind of broken up, and then Leia, and excuse me, the name is escaping me at the moment, Nikki's boyfriend, has this moment with Leia where it's like, somebody gets me. Everybody gets me. This dude's in a relationship. Leia, it's unclear if she's in a relationship. They almost kiss each other. Gwen walks in. Everyone's like, what the heck is going on here? But nothing actually happens. But it doesn't matter if anything happens. You might as well have had sex with each other, because the intent was there. It's all awkward. Jay comes in at the end of the episode, and Leia, he's like, oh my god, Leia, I was wrong. I want to try for you. She pretends everything's okay and gives him a hug, a little bit awkward. I don't remember if it was a hug or kiss, but she's like, oh yeah, we'll try for each other. And clearly these two people now like each other. The dude is trying to kiss his best friend's girl. This girl is trying to get with her ex's best friend. Like, this is ridiculous. So after an entire season of everybody being so cool and likable, Leia's a piece of crap, her friend's a piece of crap, and Jay ends up being the good guy. Super weird, but I mean, like, I actually don't hate the characters. It's part of the story, and it's just an unforgivable thing to me. But again, they did a good job with that high school drama thing that happens, because how many times has something like this happened in your life? How many times have you seen something like this? They did a really good job encapsulating that. And if I had to assume, because the episode ended with Gwen saying that they have a lot to talk about, right? I don't know how it's going to go. I would imagine that she is going to just go, okay, I want to come back and I want to go to school here. And then the drama is going to continue from there. And she's going to kind of have to be like, oh, which guy do I love? But it's so secret. Maybe she's going to be in a relationship with Jay, and she's going to want to be with the other guy. The grass is always greener on the other side, doing the monkey branch type thing. I don't know, man. It's a little bit screwy, and I don't know why girls are like that, but how many times have you seen this in your life? Like I said, guys, what I really enjoyed about this entire season is they did a perfectly good job of capturing that high school feeling. I felt like it touched my inner child a little bit kind of watching this, because I've been through, I haven't necessarily been through all of this, but I have been around these environments, you know, hanging out in somebody's basement, having a solid group of friends, laughing, doing something stupid together, picking a movie to watch. You know, it was all really cool, and I can't wait to watch the next season. And I don't know if I'm going to watch that 70s show. My wife insists that it's infinitely better than that 90s show. I just enjoyed the episode that I watched. It was sometime in season 2. It was an episode where, for whatever reason, Leia and Gwen were goth, but it was kind of funny. And then somebody else was in it, but the actor name is escaping me at the moment. It doesn't really matter. I'm excited for the next season. I'm going to be watching it. That's for sure. Quick season. I wish I could have broken this whole thing down a little bit deeper, but I mean, what can we really break down? Kitty got a computer. There's not a ton of story elements to really talk about over here, but regardless, let me know what you thought about season 1 of that 90s show. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much for watching. If you are interested in continuing to watch a channel, I have 2 video suggestions for you. One up here, you can check out, it's Inside Out, and number 2, the first season of Breaking Bad. We dive in way deeper into both of these things. Thank you so much for being here, guys. Take care.